Hey everybody, it's your girl Stephanie C. Dixon, the Inspirational Diva, and thank you for tuning in to the Inspirational Diva Show, Stephanie Smackdown, where we're going to be smacking down conversations about lifestyle and living, all to entertain and to inform you. And it's all brought to you by Home Care Network, bringing healthcare home. Now listen, you guys, Stephanie Smackdown is just going to be a fun show talking about lifestyle, living, exercise, healthy eating. We're going to have some interviews. We're going to listen to some music. We're going to have some comedy, some kid entrepreneurs, and so much more. Y'all, it's going to be fun, okay? On Stephanie Smackdown. So listen, it's all going to be done pretty much virtually. You know why? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, y'all. So you know we got to socially distance. That's what we gotta do. But listen, you guys, we're gonna have a lot of fun on Stephanie Smackdown. So stay tuned and let's see what we're gonna be smacking down first. All right? Peace.
Bridgewater music.
Stephanie Smackdown. Lifestyle, new recipes, and interviews. Stephanie Smackdown. Sing it out. Hey, 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 hey. Here is Stephanie Smackdown. Inspirational message for your soul. You know you're rocking with the diva, diva, hey, hey, hey. Here is Stephanie Smackdown.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Stephanie C. Dixon, the Inspirational Diva, and this is Girl Chat Smackdown with the chat here on Stephanie Smackdown. And I am here with my girls. I got Monica in the house. Hey Monica.
Hi.
Shania.
Hey.
And we have Miss Jackie, who is with us by name. Hey, Jackie.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hey. So we're just gonna be talking about a few things that's been going on in our lives. We know that 2020 was like, as people say, I said if they're gonna add a new word to the dictionary, unprecedented should be the word for 2020 because we heard that word so many times. We're living in unprecedented times. It's unprecedented. And definitely it was unprecedented because we had never been, and I can truly say I believe in all of our lifetimes in anything like that before, with the pandemic, people losing their jobs, because of the pandemic, and just life in general. So I just want to know from you ladies, Shania, you can start off by telling me, what have you been doing since the pandemic? How has it affected you and your family?
Overall, the pandemic, my family, we were well. We thank God, nobody lost their job. So financially, we were well. Health-wise, we were blessed. Nobody, thus far, thank God. But for me, mentally, oh, honey, the devil tried it and he tried. Yeah. I began to deal with anxiety, like just fear of getting it, fear of bringing it home to my children, right? Then I realized, wait, I miss my family. I miss our divas outing. I miss sliding my feet under somebody's table at a restaurant without having to worry about the air being sick, right? So that's, for me, that's kind of what 2020 was. I had some ups and downs, and I had to go to my prayer closet and call on some folk to help me. And I even began to go, I was seeing a therapist before I lost my mom, just kind of in life. I feel like we walk around here and carry around stuff that we probably should have shook off at 18, or 25 or 35. So I began to start seeing my counselor again, and just so that I could find my peace. And when I found my peace, I started a business. Hello, somebody.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's awesome. Even though within home and 1,000 people are doing it, what is 1,000 breads on the aisle? So why not join, right? I began to make jewelry, and I found myself again. I found my footing again. So that was my 2020. And on the other side of that thing, I came out blessed. So
that's all right.
That's awesome.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because, you were saying, yes, a lot of people join jewelry, but, we always say, what God has for me is for me. So just because they're doing jewelry, that don't mean that God is not going to bless you in what you're doing, because I started making t-shirts, and I know so many people went about a cricket and making t-shirts, but I have been doing good with my little t-shirt business, and then I started making wreaths and other things. I was a hairstylist for 33 years, so now I'm just kind of like going with the flow, with some things, but God is still blessing. So Monica, what about you? How was your 2020?
It was okay. We were blessed health-wise, luckily, especially with my husband being diabetic. That's always a concern. and we're both cancer survivors. So, you always have that kind of predisposition a little bit. We were a little bit worried financially. He did end up getting furloughed and then eventually getting laid off, but the Lord provided a job for him and protected my job. I work at a private school. I'm the administrative assistant. So it was a little bit worrisome when you're seeing enrollment numbers drop. But it was good overall being able to spend time with family. And I just sort of took it as a cue from God saying, maybe this is a time that you need to be still and know. And so I really tried to lean into that because it, like you said, mentally, it just takes a toll on you after a while, especially when you don't see a finish line, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I think that was the biggest thing of just not knowing. And so I think that was a big part of our just thought process together of, maybe this is a time just to slow down, reassess, maybe do some new things, like you said, start a business, do something different and just try to keep your, your mind active.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because I said it and I've heard so many other people say that maybe God is allowing this to happen for such a time as this for us to really get closer to Him, to read our Bible, and to really just see where our faith and our trust is. Is it really in God? And Shania, just like you, sometimes we're going to have some times where, our anxiety kicks in and we're going to be concerned, not so much about what's going on out there, but what's going on in here. And the enemy would definitely try to take your peace, your joy, your mind, and he'll cause you to have battles of the mind. And so that's where we really have to just really buckle down and get on our knees and pray and read our Bibles. And if we have to, go and see a counselor, which is nothing wrong with doing so, and so many people, think it is, but I think now so many people have turned to that avenue. And, God put counselors on this earth for a reason, so, we have to use them. So Jackie, what about you? What was your 2020 like?
I would say financially, I was very blessed. Health-wise, I actually tore my meniscus, and then I got COVID in November. And so, but I thank God that I overcame those challenges. Working in healthcare, it's, that's part of it. You're working with patients and around patients and different coworkers. I mean, it's a constant concern. And it is still a concern, of course, but financially, I mean, it was great. The real estate business was great, because, that's my side hustle. And so that was great. And I was very surprised by that, because you would think, like Monica mentioned, there was a lot of people getting furloughed, people losing their jobs, the uncertainty. So people thinking like, maybe I should hold off. But I did not see that. I think 2020 was, in the real estate business, was the best year for me, because interest rates was very low. But like everyone else, depression, just the anxiety, just being at home and not being able to see, your friends and family, and like Christmas, Thanksgiving, I couldn't go around family because I had COVID. And then Christmas, of course, I was still concerned. So I just wanted to make sure that the people around me were safe. So I didn't see my family then. So it has been a challenge. And sometimes you don't really know you're depressed. Because you start to do other things that compensate. So you don't realize, like, I gained weight, now I'm trying to lose weight. But like everyone has said, today, in the moment, it's a time to reflect. Because I truly believe health is your wealth. Being healthy, being around the people that you love, because tomorrow is not promised. So it gave me a chance, being quarantining with COVID and being sick and like that. It really gave me a different perspective. One that I already knew, but sometimes we take it for granted. So that's where I'm at, and, trying to move forward like everyone else is in 21.
I'm glad you said that you believe that health is wealth, because on Stephanie's Smackdown to Health, we have Tasha Bell that has a company called Total Health is Wealth. And so she's going to be talking about, how to get ourselves physically fit, mentally and physically. And, a lot of times we jump into like health regimens or whatever to try to lose weight or to get healthy, but mentally we're not there. It's just something we feel like we just need to do physically, but it's a mental thing
as well. But you know, I'm just so glad to hear what everybody said and how God has, you know, blessed you all financially and everything. In my household as well, I honor God because my husband is a truck driver, and you know, he drives trucks for, you know, a major pizza company. So while people were quarantining at the house, they were buying pizza. Thank you, Jesus. So, you know, I honor God for that. So, Shania, you said you started making bracelets, and I, you know, told some of the things that I did. And that was one good thing that I did see with this pandemic, was so many people just kind of stepped out on faith, and they started, you know, started a business and started doing something that I've heard some people say, I never thought that I would have done this, you know, but it's just like it allowed so many businesses to be birthed. And I even put on Facebook, I'm excited for your future. I just can't wait to see what God has given you to do. So what are some of y'all things for 2021 that, Monica, what are you saying you're going to do for this new year? We always make New Year's resolutions, so we don't always stick to them. But what is something that you have desired to do in 2021 that you think you can stick to?
For me, I think the one thing that I can stick to is sort of like we, you know, talked about checking in on people. I think, you know, maybe Jackie was saying taking things for granted. I think checking in on people in a real way, just checking mentally. I mean, I know my husband had a couple of friends who unfortunately committed suicide during this time. And so I think it's one of those things that even as women, when we're strong, we need somebody just to reach out and just say, hey, how are you doing? What do you need? And the small things. I love to be able to help people. And so, you know, sending an actual handwritten card to somebody in the mail, or I texted a couple of friends, you know, hey, can we send you dinner for tonight? I know things have been hard, and can we send that over to you? So just small things like that, of truly trying to, I've always had a servant's heart, but really trying to put that into action, of like, even when it's something small, because it can make a huge difference to somebody, even if it's just a small thing. So I think that's my thing, is just, you know, really devoting myself to the service aspect of asking, what do you need help with? Even if it's something very simple, an errand, do you need milk at the grocery store, kind of thing. So I think for me, that's going to be my focus.
Yeah. What about you, Shania?
For me, I don't really do New Year's resolutions because I don't stick to them. But I do try to make up in my mind. And this year I have said, being intentional in everything that I do, doing it intentionally. Like even the name of my business is Intentionally Charmed. And that was on purpose. But trying to intentionally do, like she said, do intentionally calling that friend, right? Not, I get to think about it and then you forget and kind of go on. But intentionally stop. If the person crossed my mind, I'm gonna stop, whether it's shooting a text message, quick text message. Intentionally, if I say I'm gonna redesign this, I'm gonna do this, I'm going to pause and begin to write it down. I found writing down my goals have helped me achieve my goals. So I don't care if it's being at work on time. Don't snooze 5 more minutes. Right? So just a small thing. But intentionally doing those things. So that's my goal for 2021, is being purposeful. Everything that I do.
That's good. What about you, Jackie?
Listen to me. I don't do resolutions. I don't stick to them. So, but you know, the things I always try to do every year, every year, is to make small goals for myself. And the thing that I do, and it's not a New Year's resolution, it's just things that I try to do to better myself. And what I've The Promised Land by Barack Obama. So I'm reading that book. So I want to read more. And to stimulate my mind, of course, losing my mom to Alzheimer's, I'm always thinking, right? You know, how to just retrain our mind to learn new and different things. So that's one of the things that I'm doing this year, is to read more books and to continue to try to like save, not just spend money just because you have it, or just, putting away for these hard times that may happen again. Yes, I'm in healthcare, but I could lose my job too. I have been laid off before, an administrator, so that happens. So I'm just trying to just do things to better myself and to be more healthy, just to make small changes down this path of the new year, just making small changes.
Yeah, that's good. Shania, when I heard you say doing things right then and there, a lot of times, especially like we're on Facebook and somebody say, I need prayer, blah, 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 and we'll put up the praying hands or we'll say praying, but are we actually praying? And I have really found myself now, even if I have to put the whole prayer on Facebook or if I have to text the whole prayer or something, I try to do it right then and there because we are busy and we can say, okay, I'll pray for you. And then we get busy with life and we don't do it, So we have to be mindful of that. And then Monica, to even go back to something that you say, because you said, I really try to always find myself checking on people all the time. If it's just a text or something. And one day out of the blue, somebody that I never would have thought would have done this said, I was just texting you to see how you were doing today. And I'm telling y'all, that did a world of good for me today because I don't get that a lot. Because I'm not complaining about checking on people. That's what I do. But when someone did it for me, I was like, I do need to be checked on sometimes, So it is good. And like you said, Monica, we never know how that will brighten somebody's day or how that will change the course of their day. They probably could have woke up, as they say, on the wrong side of the bed, but somebody showed you some love that day. And now you're feeling like, okay, I can go on, So that's a good thing to do. And so, ladies, I am praying that whatever your desire is for 2021, that God blesses you all with the desires of your hearts according to his riches and glory. And I'm excited to see what you all are going to do in this year. And let me know if I can be a part of it, because y'all know I'm always trying to help somebody, okay? I need to come get my braces that I bought. Another bracelet, y'all. This whole arm is gonna be full of braces, okay? But I don't mind supporting, and that's another thing that I want to do more this year is really try to support as much as I possibly can. Let's just help each other grow, ladies, especially as women. We need to help each other grow. Let's fix those crowns. Let's send words of encouragement, words of affirmation, and let's just let 2021 be better and greater. Ladies, I want to say thank you all so much for joining me here on the Inspirational Diva Show's Stephanie Smackdown to chat. And I am praying that y'all have a blessed, prosperous, and productive day. And everybody else, we'll be right back.
Stephanie Smackdown.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And it's fogging up my glasses. Oh. Hey everybody, so you caught me in the kitchen cooking, like I can do so well. And that's something that I've been doing a lot more of lately, cooking at home versus eating out so much, because I'm trying to acquire a more healthier lifestyle. And so for a lot of people doing the same thing, it means cooking at home, eating more vegetables, more fruit, drinking more water, just exercising more, and things that'll give them that healthier lifestyle. But for some people, a healthier lifestyle means going vegan. Now, if that's for you, then our next guest has a vegan recipe that I think you might like. So Wave, what you cooking up for us today?
What's up? It's me, The Wave, and today we making a cheesy vegan rice pilaf. Well, I'm not exactly sure if it's a pilaf, but it looks like a pilaf to me, so that's what we're going with. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, we're going to kick it off with the Beyond Burger plant-based patties, key ingredient, and then the vegan cheese. Once again, pay attention to that brand, the best brand on the market. You got your bell pepper, your onion, your jalapeno fresh, of course. Shaved Brussels sprouts, save us a little bit of time. Fresh kale, we'll chop that ourselves, no problem, we're not lazy. Fresh garlic, all the way. Avocado oil, need that. Garlic powder, once again, key ingredient. Smoked paprika, turmeric, fresh black cracked pepper, pink Himalayan sea salt, of course, and your rice cauliflower or cauliflower rice. Now, start with our fresh jalapeno, sliced up just like that. Don't I make it look easy? Throw it in the bowl. Now start with our onion. I'm not playing with the onion this time, so let's get right into it. One more time for the one time. There we go. Throw that in the bowl. Easy. Then Look how easy I make it though. Just slice it on up. I literally just wave my hand and it slices up. It just acts right. I've trained it. Throw that in a bowl. Now let's go ahead and I'm not even finna mess with this garlic. It's too tricky and difficult. Slice it up, throw it in the bowl. Then I shaved Brussels sprouts, throw that in the bowl, saved us some time. Go over all of that with the avocado oil and just get right on in there and mix that. Y'all know how I feel about doing dishes. I will avoid it at all costs. Light coating of turmeric, and then with the smoked paprika, do it to your taste. I feel like the more the merrier. It really just flavors the veggies, and I'm all about my seasoning. So season it to your own taste. Dig right on up in there. My hands are clean. Get off me about it. It's my food, not yours. All right. And then we're gonna get right onto the kale. Let's go ahead and get rid of the stem. I said rid of the. There we go. Rid of the stems and go ahead and chop it up, baby. It's just that easy. Like I don't know, guys. It just happens for me that way. Go ahead and put a little garlic powder over that. Looks like a lot, but it's really not. Trust me. A little bit of seasoned salt. Now with my kale, I usually do fresh garlic, but I got lazy. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this fire up on medium high, a little bit of avocado oil, and listen, when you do these, it's best to just have these sitting out some type of way. Obviously I was having a hard time trying to get these bad boys out. Just have them sitting on the plate. It'll save you a little bit of time, trust me. But once you grasp the concept of getting these out that package, you're gonna throw them bad boys in the pan just like that. Skiddity do, skiddity that. I don't know what that was, but it felt right. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of sea salt, because we season everything over here. We don't let anything go unseasoned. And you're just going to start, not scrambling, but, mixing that up. And honestly, it only take a couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? Once you get it brown to your liking, you'll start smelling it, and you'll just know when it's ready. Don't take that long. It's looking nice and beautiful. Once you get it cooked to your liking, put that off to the side. Look at that. Look at that steaming, hot, delicious plant-based ground beef. Wrap that up. I'm going to keep that warm. Reset the skillet, a little bit of avocado oil. And then we're going to start sauteing the kale. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I don't know about y'all. I really don't care about y'all. When it comes to me, I like my food a little bit burnt. Not burnt bad, but that crispiness just adds some natural crunch. And for me, it's flavor. You got to taste it while you're cooking it. Make sure it's right. Once again, it's my food. I ain't feeding nobody else but me, so it's all good. You understand? Reset the skillet. Just a dab of avocado oil, and then we're going to get to cooking the veggies. Once again, I have to reiterate. I like them burnt. I like them a little bit burnt. What can I say? It's my food, and this is just how I roll. But again, cook them to your liking. This is a bootleg recipe. There's no right or wrong way. We just get in here and we experiment. Whatever tastes good, that's all that matters, right? And it's all vegan. Look at them veggies. See, now it's starting to look right. You get a little bit burntness at the bottom of the skillet. That's how you know you're doing it right, at least according to me. But anyway, now we're gonna get to the cauliflower rice. Go ahead and throw it in the pan. It don't take long for the cauliflower rice. A little seasoned salt, a little black pepper, because once again, we season everything. Go ahead and start mixing that up. And while that's cooking in the meantime, you can go ahead and get your vegan cheese together. Now, I went with 4 slices because I like it extra cheesy. You can do however you like. 3 probably be good for y'all, maybe 2. And go ahead and just start picking them apart like a little regular slice of cheese. We just want a bunch of different little pieces. Now your cauliflower rice should be getting nice and brown, and at this point you just want to take everything you cooked and dump it in the skillet and go to work. You know what I mean? Start mixing it. Go nice and slow, because you don't want to catapult anything out of the skillet. I got a medium-sized skillet. It works for me. I'm not getting a bigger one. You know what I mean? If anything flies out the skillet, I'm just eat it. Start mixing that up. Look how beautiful that's looking already. Go ahead and turn your fire down to like a low medium now. And then you want to take, this is about 1/3 of the cheese that I ripped up, and just go ahead and start folding that in there. Start mixing it in. It won't take long. The cheese is going to melt immediately. And then look at that. It's already looking cheesy, ain't it? Kind of cheesy, semi-cheesy, but not cheesy enough. So we gonna add some more, mix that all up in there, and that's looking even cheesier, but not quite cheesy enough. So we gonna add some more, and just look at the way it just melts on in there. You feel what I'm saying? It don't take long. It's already melting in there, and then in a few seconds even, look at that. Look how cheesy that's looking. And I cannot stress to you the importance of getting the right brand of vegan cheese. The brand that I showed you that I used here, I'm telling you, it's the best on the market. Delicious taste. The consistency is ridiculous. You would not think that you're not eating cheese. Look how cheesy, gooey, delicious that's looking right now. I had to slow-mo it for y'all just to emphasize how cheesy and delicious and gooey. Look at that plop. You know it's cheesy the way it plopped down on the plate like that. You know what I mean? And me, I'm not too fancy, but I'm a little bit fancy, so I had to go ahead and garnish this with some sunflower seeds, roasted and salted, just to get a little bit of crunch in there with that. You know what I mean? And there you have it, a beautiful, delicious vegan dish. Yo, I hope y'all enjoyed this recipe. Please feel free to subscribe so you can get more of my fire recipes. They bootleg. I be coming off the cuff, but I promise you they delicious. Oh, and if you're trying to go for extra credit, we did do a spinach and kale salad with fresh avocado, sunflower seeds, and the ginger miso dressing. You know what I'm saying? Just to round the meal off.
Blackness and Indians play the game. They hard on a nigga when they don't fit in. To the confines of the day it is to be a black man off of in this bitch. They moves I don't abide. My own thoughts give me hell at night. I'm feeling, but I'll be alright. She wrote one up, put it to the fire.
All right, so did y'all like the recipe? How many of you are gonna try it? I think I'm gonna try it. It looks really, really good. Oh, and did I mention that the wave is my song? Yes, go wave, go wave, go wave. So listen, y'all, thanks Wade for that recipe. It really looks good. I'm gonna really try it. So, hey, if you tried it, shoot me an email and let me know. theinspirationaldivashow@gmail.com, and let me know how you liked it, okay? And if you have a recipe that you want me to feature on Stephanie Smackdown, then just let me know. Email me, theinspirationaldivashow@gmail.com. All right, stay tuned. So we're going to see what we're smacking down next. Is this food while I'm getting ready? Oh my God, it was too funny. Oh, hey y'all. So y'all caught me while I was chilling, watching this comedy show on TV. But let me tell you, there's nothing like being home from a long day, putting on your favorite robe, throwing your hair bonnet on, and sitting back watching some TV that's gonna make you laugh. So now it's time for Stephanie Smackdown to comedy, and I'm so glad to have funny man Jasmine Tate that is going to be here making us laugh. Take it away, Jasmine.
All right, buddy, now singles, make some noise. All right. Where all my single parents at? Make some noise. Where all my single parents that bought their kids to like let the people know that, hey, you get a package deal here. I seen you when you walked in. Just want you to know it's a package deal, not deceiving anybody. I'm in single round 2. Anybody been there before? I graduated out the singles group, made my way to the marriage ministry, flunked out of that, and came back down to the singles ministry. So when we have like these single discussions, don't ask me any advice. The only thing I can tell you is how to get out the group and get back in. Oh, I talked a lot of noise when I left the singles group. I was like, I ain't ever gonna see y'all again. And have to take that walk of shame. It's like, Jazz, what you doing here? I said, don't ask no questions, get out my business. You focus on Jesus. I enjoy being in the married ministry. You get to go like couple night bowling and things. And you get the his and her shirts. Now I'm just walking around the mall with just a her shirt on. Just lonely, just walking around, because I paid a lot of money for that shirt. But it's a trip. I guess I'm glad to be back in the singles ministry. Trying to learn how to date. I'm glad that the wobble's still in style. Man, it's a trip. I had met a young lady and she was like, you one of them kind of guys that like to have your cake and eat it too. That's how she said, your cake and eat it too. Wrong bakery. I was like, okay. It's a trip. So now I'm a single dad again. Anybody I'm a single dad that make some noise. Paying their child support faithfully to stay out of jail. Make some noise. Sometimes I just pick my son up just to look at him. Be like, Daddy, we doing anything. You cost too much. You didn't entertain me. You need to sing, dance, do something. I'm trying to hope that these jokes hit because my son will be going to college in 4 years. I'm hoping that he goes to the Morehouse. Yeah, that's where I'm hoping that he goes, but my son is built like me, so we don't have no college sports scholarships this coming. So I need these jokes to hit. So I was watching the news the other day and I seen these young gentlemen, they got a financial breakthrough. Where they were sitting in Starbucks and they were there for a real estate deal. Somebody called the police. Now they about to get a 7-figure check. I was like, So I drove out to White Settlement, Texas. Dressed up in a Black Panther outfit. Sitting in Starbucks, just praying to God that somebody called the police because I needed that breakthrough. I'm like, Wakanda forever! No other breakthrough. Never happened, but I was looking forward to it. My name is Jazz Tate. God bless you. Thank you so much for inviting me out tonight.
Stephanie Smackdown.
All right, everybody, now it's time for our next segment, Smackdown to Music, and I am so glad to have my next guest, my special guest, Mr. Patrick Hill of J Hill Music. And so he used to be one of my youth, y'all in my youth ministry, but he all grown up and doing things and stuff now. So he has his own music out, and we're going to talk about him, his music, and his new video that he has out. So Patrick, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How's it going?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm so glad to have you on the first show of Stephanie Smackdown. And so you are our first featured guest of Smackdown Music. Woo woo!
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So, I am born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Right now, I reside in. Right now, I reside in Plano, and I do Christian hip hop and R&B. So, a little bit about me.
Okay, so how did you first know you could sing? You know, were you in the shower one day and you just started singing and said, "Oh, that sounds good. That might be some music." How did you know you could first sing?
Oh man, I think one of the first memories I have is I was in the car with my mom, and she would play Lisa McClendon. She would play Canton Jones, Dietrich Haddon, and I would just sing along. And then I started noticing that I could hit every note they was hitting,
Okay.
and so that's kind of how I knew how to sing. Is just my mom would play these. She had a whole bunch of CDs in her center console and just put them in, and then I would listen to Chris Brown. I was singing along with everybody.
Come on now, you better sing. Well, that's good. So tell me why did you choose Christian music?
Yeah, well, being born and raised in Dallas and going to Trinity Temple was that foundation. And they say like raise a child the way that they should go, and they won't depart from it. And I tried to depart. And so
we all did.
Yeah, and so growing up, a lot of my inspiration was coming from BET, MTV, and wanted to be like Trey Songz, wanted to be like Chris Brown and all these other artists.
Mm-hmm.
But being raised in the church, I knew that that wasn't the plan that God had for me, but I thought that was the only way that I could kind of like make an impact or be an influence on others. And so I started off doing R&B and was singing about all types of stuff that wasn't of God.
Right.
And God had to shake me, right? And had to really say like, hey, like my anointing is not on this. And so you're trying to continue in a way, but there's a blockage right there. There's a blockage.
Yeah.
And so the more that I kept trying to do it, I kept feeling that blockage, and it just wasn't satisfying. And so, but I constantly felt God pulling me through my mom, through my grandma praying for me, through my family praying for me. And just whenever I look back on it, I thank God for the pull. I thank God for people who's praying for me every day. I thank God for how he kept tugging on my heart, giving me that conviction. That's how I knew the Holy Spirit was always with me. And why Christian music is simply because God's anointing is over it, and I don't want to do anything without God being there. There's a song
Yeah.
that we used to sing. It's like, God, whatever you do, if you're blessing in this season, don't do it
do
without
it.
me. And that's
I know that's
and
right.
and so that is I was like, I can't do anything without God. He's my rock. He's my strength. Everywhere I go, I look for him. And so Christian music, it's more than just me doing music. It's about my lifestyle and me just putting it into music.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you that too. As a young person, did you feel how hard was it for you to even still just go the Christian path, even without the music, just living the Christian lifestyle? So how has that impacted you as a young person, as a young man, especially?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I can play church. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think we've all played church, and so growing up, I would be in the church, singing a choir and stuff like that. Oh yeah, he's a nice young man, but in my heart, there was something that wasn't fixed right in my heart, and God had to cleanse that. And so, being a young man, I was smart enough to know how to play church, but was my lifestyle actually showing that? And so, whenever I was doing music and I put on my first single, Angels, I said, okay, like I'm letting the world know at this point that I'm living this lifestyle of holiness, of righteousness, and living this lifestyle that is supposed to exemplify God.
Right.
And so as a young man, and you're in college and like you hear about all these parties and stuff like that, you have a couple of slip ups, but you have to keep yourself grounded. And I just had to find other young men who are doing the exact same thing or going the exact same path that I wanted to go down on. So that's why it was Sundays going to church. It's cool, it's fine, but I needed that Wednesday night. I needed that Tuesday night Bible study. I needed that small group. So finding other people who are walking the same path as you and on that journey of righteousness with you is one of the most important things that you can have as a young man walking with the Lord. And so that's what kept me grounded. Were there times when I was tempted? Of course. Like it's so hard. Like you put out a song and then you got this girl on the side trying to holler at you, and you know she not of the Lord. And then you got your homeboy over here saying, "Hey man, you trying to smoke some? You trying to do like, hold on, bro." Like, And so
but that's good. That's good that you're able to refrain from those things, because what that does is that lets the light of Christ shine through you. And I don't know if you remember the testimony of Elder Long, who is an elder at Trinity Temple Full Gospel Church, where Bishop J. Reverend Ransom is the pastor. My church, your church. When Elder Long gave the testimony about he and his friends, they were at a restaurant or something, and he got a water cup. Because he didn't have, didn't get the soda, and you pay for the soda, but the water cup is free. But the other friends got the water cup, but they got soda that they didn't pay for. But he got water because he didn't pay for soda, and one person saw that he did the right thing, and that led that person to Christ. And so, when you resist those temptations, then that's showing the Christ inside of you, and that's a way to lead others to Christ. So that's a good thing that you're able to resist that, and the Lord used you in that way. That's good. That's good. So that's good, Patrick. That's good to hear. So what are some of your musical influences?
Oh man, I don't want to stay too long on this, but I could go all day. I remember growing up listening to Dietrich Haddon, Lisa McClendon, Fred Hammond. Canton Jones is a big one because I feel like Canton Jones, he actually wrote a song that made me want to do Christian music. It was called the Love Song.
Okay.
The Love Song. And so basically the love song was like, how are you going to sing about love without singing about me? And he was talking from the voice of God.
Wow.
And at that time I was singing about sex, singing about money, singing about the love of everything else except for God. And he was like, how are you gonna sing about love without singing about me? Like he was like, I made the heavens, I put the stars in the sky, I give you breath in your lungs. Like, how are you gonna sing about love? So I'm just like, what? I was wrecked. I was wrecked. Yeah, and so but I feel like Canton Jones was one of those innovators who
Mhm.
actually took gospel but made it relatable.
Like his song, I'ma stay saved. Even though I'm hot as fire, I'ma love you anyhow.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I can feel that song.
Yeah, and so I never heard the gospel be presented in that way, and
Mhm.
so that's kind of what I wanted to do with my music,
Yeah.
and also had other influences like um, right now I listen to a lot of hip hop, rap, Ty Brazil, Christian hip hop artists, 1K Few, and Reach Records, Lecrae. Lecrae actually went to UNT, the same college I went to, so that was also another big inspiration. And so those musical influences have just like encouraged me because it feels like they paved the way,
Mhm.
almost like they were the pioneers. They stepped out and said, "Hey, I'm gonna do this because there's a there's a missing audience that like we're not targeting."
Okay.
A lot of kids they're listening to a lot of rap music, but it's influencing them to do things that are not holy, right?
Right.
And so
Gotcha.
if I can replicate that same sound, but when you listen to the words, it's about God, it's about Jesus. You're getting biblical references. You're
Mhm.
learning more about God. Then that's where I can fit in.
Awesome. Now I know you have new music out, but my song is No Things. I like that
Uh,
song.
yeah,
When that
I
come on,
like those
like,
songs.
shout out to my homie, my mama No Things. I'm like, okay, one day. But I like that song. So what prompted you to write that song?
Oh, no stains. So whenever I wrote that song, I did not think that people would like it really,
Mhm.
but Angels I was singing, and most of my songs before those things I was singing, but I wanted to be like a rap song almost. And
Okay.
so those things was basically about how like God washed away all my sins. And so in the Bible it says he throws your sins as far as the east is from the west. And so I
Mm-hmm.
was like, man, like 1 John 1:9, like if you confess your sins, he's faithful and just to forgive you. And like in the song, I said 1 John 1:9.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I just kind of wanted to put a different twist on it and say like, hey, like I have no stains on me because God, like He's washed away all those sins whenever I ask for forgiveness. But also kind of wanted to show that like, hey, like I got homies with me, like I got other people who like believe in this as
Yeah.
well, like So it was just like I don't know, I just wanted to do something special with it and actually like I wanted it to be played, but you like whenever you listen to the words, you're like, oh, this is like a gospel song.
Right. Yeah.
This ain't like hip hop, but
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, good. You represent Christ, so it's good. So tell me real quickly, who are some of the people that you would just love to work within the music industry?
Yeah, of course. So I would love to work with Cannon Jones because of his big influence on me.
Mhm.
1K Few, Lecrae would be dope. Halvey, Wande, KB, um, man, who are Ty Brazil, um,
All right,
and
so
I would
we want them to hear this. Y'all hear these people he want to work with. So
I would
check
even like to work with
here.
Fred Hammond, like Kurt Franklin, Fred Hammond. Like we could like I love whenever like you incorporate the pioneers of gospel music like
Yes.
Fred Hammond, Kurt
Yeah.
Franklin, Hezekiah Walker, those
Hmm.
people, and like they come together with like the new and up and coming artists to make something
Yeah.
special. So I
Yeah.
think that'll be special as well.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of collaborations here lately. I've been noticing that. So that's a good
Mm.
thing. So real quickly, now we know you have a new song out, Made Away. You have a new video to Made Away, which we're going to see here on Stephanie Smackdown. So first of all, tell us a little bit about J Hill Music and then go in and to let us know about Made Away.
Yeah, so J Hill Music, um, I kind of try to whenever I write a song or put out a song, I kind of try to put it in these three categories: as love, encourage, and inspire. So um, some songs I want you to know that God loves you. Some songs I want you to be inspired, and some songs I want you to be encouraged to like lift your spirits. And so I try to incorporate that in every song that I do. And also Philippians 1:6 is something that I definitely found like that's like my foundation of my music. In the scripture it says, and I'm sure of this very thing, that the God that started the good work within you will complete it on the day of his return. And so I know that he started this good work within me, and he can start that good work within you. And whatever he started in you, you have to have that faith and have that hope that he'll complete it before Jesus Christ returns. And so that's basically J Hill music. I also released an EP called His Will Not Mine. Have the merch right here.
Okay.
And so yeah. Yeah, so I really try to keep those foundations for my music, because I feel like it's so important to like remember who's your rock. You know, remember that everything stems from this, and have a specific message for everyone.
Good. Now tell us about Made Away.
Made Away. That was kind of like a No Stains type vibe as well. So I wanted to do that again because people like No Stains. So I was like, okay, here go Made Away. And the song was just talking about how God has made a way for me to be here. He's made a way for my friends, made a way for my family. Like, why wouldn't you want to rock with God? Because like he's doing all these amazing things and you're not on the team. Like why are you not with God? So he's made a way.
Awesome. All right, J Hill. So if anybody wants to contact you for you to perform and come be a blessing at a program or whatever they have, or if they want to keep in touch with you on social media to see when you have new music coming out, learn how to download your music, give them all of the information.
Okay, for sure. So go to jhillofficial.com. There you'll find my Instagram page. My Instagram is @jhillofficial. And it's JAYEHILL. People say JAY. No, JAYE.
Don't forget
HILL. Do not forget the E. So J Hill Official. You can go to my Facebook. It's J Hill Music. And jhillofficial.com is how you get in contact with me. You can also email me at jhillmusic@gmail.com for booking or anything. And I'm pretty much open. So, and I love to connect with people. I'm not one of those guys who's like, who is this? I'm like interested in other people who want to find out about my music and how we can connect. So,
all right. So thank you so much, J Hill, for being here on Stephanie Smackdown. We're so excited for you and pray God's continued blessings on you. But right now, his new video, Made Away, right here on Stephanie Smackdown. It's J Hill, y'all. We out.
Straight from the dirt, should've been in the dark now. I'ma come up in the road, get tough, but I really wanna ball now. Just put in that work every day. BBE, you know we here to stay. I just get on my knees and I pray. Look at God, cause he making a way, making a way. I'm here today, solar forever. I gotta pray, so it gets settled. I got a base, hot as the weather. What can I say? I'm living better. The devil don't like me, I step on his dick. I never kept mentioning this. I'm on a mission, my answer was yes. I just be chillin', I pray for the stress. Crucifix on my chest so they won't cross me. Bro, wanna smoke that spliff, amen, you lost me. Cash, I want the change, not in my hand, but in my brain. Bring in your mind, change how you think. Me and my sin, we out of range. Hey, I'm a saint, early run, no luck, just strong. Won't smoke, I'm on. Hey, I move, too smooth, too cool for school. I drip, they drip. Didn't work, came straight from the dirt, should've been in the dark now. Yeah. On the come up in the road, get tough, but I really wanna ball now. Just wanna ball, just wanna ball, just wanna ball. Putting in work, came straight from the dirt, should've been in the dog now. On the come up in the road, get tough, but I really wanna ball now. Just put in that work every day. BBE, you know we here to stay. I just get on my knees and I pray. Look at God, cause he making a way, making a way. Making a way for my family and friends. Give me conviction cause I need a cleanse. You do me wrong and we gon' make amends. Now I don't like that I gotta forgive. I'm too holy, that's what God told me. Can't no chains hold me. In a white robe he clothed me. Hey, hey, yeah, what's up? My walk, toss up, big moves, bossed up. Hey, hey, my faith, too strong. Don't wait too long. Christ come, I'm gone. Yeah, yeah. Oh no.
Thanks for tuning in to the Inspirational Diva Show, Stephanie Smackdown, brought to you by Home Care Network. Now listen, please leave me a comment. Let me know if you like the show, if you didn't like the show, and if you feel like that you have something that you would like to contribute to the show, whether it be new music, if it's something you want to talk about, if you have a workout regimen, a recipe, or if you do comedy, send me an email at theinspirationaldivashow@gmail.com. Once again, theinspirationaldivashow@gmail.com. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and just let people know about it, all right? Look forward to seeing you next time on Stephanie Smackdown.
Bridgewater music.
Stephanie Smackdown. Lifestyle, new recipes, and interviews. Stephanie Smackdown. Sing it out, hey, 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 hey. Here is Stephanie Smackdown. Inspirational, message for your soul. You know you're rocking with the diva, diva, hey, hey. Here is Stephanie Smackdown.